Hey everyone, welcome back to Frontend Tech Hub. This is the second video where I will be explaining React.js interview series. So in this video, I will be explaining useMemo and use callback hooks in the depth. So we'll start. So as you imagine, if you have a very slow function that calculates something like a very big loop or a very complex formula, okay, and even when the UI change for some other reason, still it's called some slow function again and again, right? It's annoying, right? That's where the use memo comes. So we'll start with the use memo. So what is use memo? Use memo and use callback basically both are for the similar purpose. What is the purpose? The purpose is for increase the performance of a React application or optimize the React applications. So it will make the React application faster and smarter. Okay. So why optimization matters? Because if you go to any big, very big company, an MNC, so they will mostly focus on optimization, scalability, and authentication. So optimization is one of the most important thing. So what is why optimization matters? Because let's say in React, it will re-render the component frequently, and there are many scenarios where unnecessary re-renders happening, and because of that the performance will be slow. And let's say if we have a very big and complex function, okay, and if it is means for avoiding the re-renderings and for the expensive calculation, we are using use memo, and functions and value can be memoized. Memoized means actually we can cache the value to avoid the recomputation. So that's why we are using use memo. So what is use memo? It's return a memoized value. That means it will return a cache value that it will save in the memory. Okay, and that will avoid the recomputation of any big or complex calculation. Okay, this is the syntax for use memo. Here we have use memo function, that is a fat arrow function, and in use memo whatever the function will call, that will be memoized. And with the dependency, there is a dependency array is there, like in useEffect how we are using, same in use memo the syntax will be similar for use memo, and this is the output we are saving, that is a memoized value. And wherever we are using that, this will be the very op optimized way of using hooks. So that is the use memo, and we will see in that coding also. Let me show you what happens without using use memo. So this is my basic uh, function where I am using I'm not using use memo as of now, and I have very big and complex computation. As you can see, I have a loop. This will be very big loop. Okay, and this value, computed value, I am showing it here. This is a count. When I click on the increment, the count will also increase, and this computed value will also increase. Okay, and there is a toggle button, and this toggle button only change the state of that toggle. It will not do anything. Okay, so now watch the console. Okay, I will clear the console. Every time I click on the toggle, heavy computation runs again and again, even though the count does not change. If I click on toggle, as you can see, this heavy computation, this code is running, console.log is running. And if I click it here, the count will also increase and computed value will also increase. But if I click on toggle also, it does not depend upon these also, then also this function is happening. That means re-rendering is happening again and again. Now we have fixed that issue by using use memo. So whatever the computed value is there, now I have used use memo in that, and this function value I have kept inside this use memo. So now if I click on that toggle button, as I told you, this is the syntax for use memo. Okay, so if I'll click on that toggle button now, look, nothing happened. Code is same only, but nothing happened. But if I click it here, the count will increase and the computation will change. So that is use memo. The benefit of this one is it will prevent the unnecessary re-rendering of the component. Now we'll see what is use callback hook. Okay, so let's start with the very basic use callback. what is this? Okay, in the simple words, it's return the memoized version of the callback function. In useMemo, it is returning the callback value, memoizing the call value, and in useCallback, it will memorize the whole function. Okay, it will does not get the recreated on every render unless the dependency change. I will go by the other example. Okay, think of storing your friend mobile number in your contact. Every time you want to call them, right, you don't have to memorize it again and again. You just have to reuse whatever you have saved in your mobile. Okay, same like use callback does something similar. It saved your function so React does not have to recreate it unnecessary. Okay, why it is useful? This will never let create function recreated on every render. It will return the memoize function, useful when passing the function to the child component. Okay, and this is the syntax for callback function. It's like a use memo only, use callback here, at arrow function, and whatever the function is there, we can call it here. And here is a dependency. Once the dependency change, then only this callback function will call. Okay, now we'll see the example with the code. So as you can see, this is my counter application where I am not using callback function as of now. Okay, this is a basic counter. We have a two button, increase and change other state. That means two different button for different purpose. Okay, but once I click in other state also, as you can see, the function whatever for increment, this also is getting render counter render without callback. Okay, this function is getting called. If I am calling this, clicking this one, then also this will increase, and if I clicking on this one also, other change other state button, then also this is rendering, this function is getting called. So this will be not good for the performance of the React application. Once every function is this function is called whenever it is not required to call it. Okay, now we'll see with using the callback how the performance will change. In this we'll see with using callback function how our application will, the performance will be increasing. Okay, once I click on the increment, this two thing will count, the counter will increase, also that function is getting called. Okay, this console log is also getting called, but I'll clear this one, and if I click on change other state button also, then nothing will be changing, only the state of this button is getting changed. We are changing on click, so that is, but this is getting called every time without calling it in the previous, without using callback. So what the callback function will do, it will not call the function every time the re-renders happens. So that will increase the performance of the React application. So hope you understand the video, understand the concept of use callback and use memo. Hope you did. Like and subscribe to the video. Thank you.